I don't think my family can find peace until the truth is revealed. The Montecito neighborhood is tranquil on Tuesday nights. Rich and renowned people live in mansions. But something awful is happening in one home. Prince Harry is unconscious on his bathroom floor. Paramedics arrived promptly after his security team phoned. His wife, Meghan Markle, is missing, which is surprising. Actually, what happened that night? How did a prince get into danger? Stay tuned. This narrative will transform your view of the Sussex family forever. The night changed everything. The emergency call occurred around 11:47 p.m. A distressed voice reported an unconscious man at a Montecito luxury mansion. What the dispatcher didn't know was that Prince Harry was involved, and the situation was worse than expected. Harry's longtime bodyguard, David Langdown, ran a routine security check and found something that would haunt him forever. The former Scotland Yard officer who had shielded Harry for almost a decade discovered him unconscious in his master bathroom and hardly breathing. Langdown instantly contacted 911, but sources say he called again. He called the palace emergency line for major royal problems. London's phones started ringing and the royal damage control machine started working within minutes. According to paramedics, this wasn't a routine medical emergency. According to insiders, substance misuse was evident. Drug paraphernalia, empty bottles, and white powder residue littered the restroom. Harry needed emergency treatment to stabilize his vital signs before being sent to the hospital. Meghan Markle looked happy and friendly at the upscale Soho house with pals. She posed for photos while drinking cocktails. She looked ignorant that her spouse was struggling for his life mere miles away. Harry's ambulance left the estate, and odd things happened. Media outlets that usually cover royal emergencies were mute. No photographers visited the hospital. No media requested remarks. It was as the incident had never happened. Not a coincidence. Palace sources said a team of crisis managers, lawyers, and media experts from London was sent to Harry's hospital within hours. Their job was to keep this article from being published. King Charles was informed of his son's condition, but the palace focused on containment rather than supporting Harry. They contacted major news outlets to remind them of royal privacy agreements. Hospital staff were contacted and signed confidentiality agreements. They even watched Montecito's social media for ambulance or emergency service mentions. The truth is, they'd cleaned up Harry's mess before. Harry's substance usage issues were privately handled by the royal family for years. His turbulent adolescent years and military service were full with incidents that needed careful supervision. It felt different this time. Harry's life was in jeopardy this time. Dr. Sarah Mitchell, an addiction specialist who has treated several celebrities, says Harry's experience sounds like an overdose. Alcohol and drugs can produce respiratory depression when the body stops breathing. It can kill in minutes without medical attention. To understand how Harry fought for his life, we must go back to the beginning. Destruction pattern. His drug problems began decades earlier, under the royal family's nose. Harry's drug use was rumored in 2002, when he was 17. Palace staff found marijuana in his Highgrove house chamber. Prince Charles allegedly engaged private counselors and tried to solve the issue internally. The situation worsened. Harry's friends at that time remember a young man who was grieving his mother but had no proper coping mechanisms. He would disappear for days and show up at gatherings uncontrollably. He was accused of snorting vodka at a private party, which could have killed him. Harry's military service was supposed to save him, but it just concealed the issue. Harry allegedly used drugs while in the service, but royal authorities managed it. Harry was inexplicably sent on training exercises or international postings during surprise drug tests, according to sources. When he couldn't escape testing, the results were concealed or the samples were tampered with. One upsetting occurrence occurred in 2008 during his Afghanistan service. Harry was found asleep in his barracks after drinking and taking medications. The official report said he suffered food illness, but on-scene medical staff disagree. Harry was found in a drug overdose state and needed medical attention. Harry's 2012 naked billiards images exposed his party lifestyle but not his substance addiction. That weekend, witnesses described a man drinking and using narcotics dangerously. He reportedly fainted many times and was revived by hotel workers. Most distressing is that the palace managed the media narrative instead of obtaining Harry professional care. They portrayed the story as a young prince having fun rather than a plea for rescue. Meghan Markle arrives. Be my wife when Meghan entered Harry's life in 2016. Many hoped she would stabilize. Her image was one of wellness and mental health activism. Sources close to the couple say the reality was different. Meghan allegedly contributed to Harry's addictions. Her pre-royal acquaintances portrayed her as a recreational drug user. Guests at her first Jamaican wedding said she rolled joints and put them in gift bags, placing international travelers at danger of legal issues. Doria, Meghan's mother, had subterranean California ties. These ties generated doubts about Harry's supply source, albeit they were never completely examined. Some insiders say Meghan's family connections helped Harry get harmful drugs. What's more troubling is that Meghan may have used Harry's addiction to dominate him. Addiction specialists say drug addicts are very manipulable. Whoever controls drug access controls their lives. Several Sussex family sources say Meghan used this dynamic to alienate Harry from his family and make him dependent on her. This would explain Harry's worsening substance abuse after marriage. Not better. Instead of helping him heal, she allegedly supported his harmful behavior while claiming royal racism and media harassment. Harry and Meghan were supposed to start over in California. Video on Sussex royal Instagram. Prince Harry recently revealed that he and Meghan decided to leave the royal family. They discussed mental health, healing, and improving their children's lives. But beneath the polished public image, things were coming apart. Harry's substance usage skyrocketed after leaving the royal family. Without palace supervision, his behavior became increasingly unpredictable. Montecito neighbors saw emergency cars at the Sussex home many times, but the media never covered them. The night Harry was found unconscious followed months of risky behavior. A man was drinking from morning to night, mixing prescription and illegal narcotics, and showing signs of mental disintegration. Harry requested help, making this tragedy even worse. Harry reportedly contacted old friends and family in recent months to become clean. He talked about feeling imprisoned, wanting to be a better father, and missing his old life. He attempted to recuperate, but something always got in the way. Meghan may have hampered Harry's rehabilitation, according to sources. They recount how she would introduce booze or drugs when Harry was trying to stay sober or arrange dramatic settings to trigger his substance usage. It was discovered at the hospital that night how close Harry came to losing everything. Hospital stay that changed everything. In the emergency room that October night, physicians found Harry's system full of harmful chemicals. According to medical authorities, he used alcohol, cocaine, prescription medicines, and possibly additional narcotics. His blood alcohol level was approximately 3 times the legal limit, and his heart rate was dangerously low. He was stabilized for hours by doctors. They needed emergency drugs to avert organ failure from drug interactions. Many hours were spent wondering if Harry would survive the night. Meghan stayed at her private club, uploading images on social media and acting normally during her life or death struggle. After Harry was admitted, she arrived at the hospital approximately 6 hours later. Witnesses said she was cold and calculating when she arrived. The palace reacted quickly and brutally. Within hours after Harry's hospitalization, royal attorneys and PR experts arrived in California. Damage control began quickly, with hospital workers signing strong secrecy agreements and possible witnesses called and warned about media coverage. King Charles was believed to be outraged over Harry's health and the scandal. Harry's actions threatened the monarchy's reputation after years of royal protection. Harry was hospitalized for 3 days for tiredness and dehydration. Actual story was considerably more serious. His recovery from the drug overdose required rigorous medical supervision due to mild organ damage. Harry apparently had moments of clarity in the hospital when he realized he was almost dead. He talked about changing his life, getting clean, and being a better father. These moments were brief, and Meghan's behavior immediately reverted to addiction, which was very disturbing. Instead of hanging out with Harry, she attended social events, networked with business people, and improved her image. Her spouse was fighting for his life, while she completed mental health interviews. Harry's confession was the most shocking. Harry reportedly told a nurse he felt poisoned during a conscious hospital session. He didn't understand why he felt so bad all the time, couldn't think straight, and felt like he was going crazy. The nurse couldn't report Harry's words due to confidentiality, but the implications were alarming. Was Harry's substance usage self-inflicted or assisted? The question tormented his doctors and is still discussed in royal circles. Homecoming and decline. Harry went home to a clean and sanitized home after his hospitalization. After removing drug traces, the house appeared like a family home. The troubles that nearly killed him were still there, but better hidden. Meghan restricted Harry's information and contacts immediately. She monitored his phone calls, limited his contact with friends and relatives, and made sure he was never alone with anyone who may push him to seek treatment. She called this protective behavior, but addiction experts call it enabling and control. Palace hush was deafening. Following Harry's near-death incident, the royal family did not discuss his recovery. No family members visited, expressed concern, or offered support. The message was plain. Harry was alone. This abandonment may have ended Harry's familial bond. He had always felt like an outsider, but now he was. The palace could no longer control his hazardous and public substance misuse. They cut him off. Harry's bodyguard David Langdown stayed steadfast despite all the commotion. After seeing Harry at his worst and protecting him from outside threats, the former Scotland Yard officer now tried to protect him from himself. For nearly 15 years, Langdown was with Harry. From his wild teenage years to his military career and marriage. He discreetly cleaned up many messes, prevented several controversies, and maintained his professional discretion. However, finding Harry comatose that night shook him to the core. Langdown was torn between protecting Harry and being loyal to him, according to sources. He had seen Harry's condition deteriorate over months, observed the warning signs, and quietly urged that Harry seek professional care. His bodyguard status prevented him from forcing the issue. Langdown told friends the evening he found Harry unconscious was his worst career moment. He had fought terrorists, experienced warfare, and survived several life-threatening circumstances. But nothing had prepared him for the thought that his actions could kill the man he was pledged to protect. Harry was saved by Langdown's fast thinking and action. Harry obtained relief within minutes of being found due to his first aid skills, calmness, and emergency coordination. Harry probably would have perished that night without Langdown. Despite his bodyguard's efforts, Harry's issues persisted. The current crisis. Harry's condition reportedly worsened after hospitalization. Despite his near-death experience, he still struggles with addiction. A man becomes paranoid, secluded, and drug-dependent, according to sources. Meghan now controls Harry more. She reportedly recruited more security, not to protect Harry from outside threats, but to monitor his behavior and discourage him from seeking aid. She controls his medication, money, and public interaction. Harry looks sick when the pair appears in public, and their appearances are becoming rarer. He has a fluctuating weight, slurred speech, and appears bewildered or disoriented. These symptoms suggest substance addiction and pharmaceutical usage. The royal family's handling of Harry's health has been cold and deliberate. Despite his near-death experience, King Charles, Prince William, and other family members have not publicly expressed worry. Harry appears to be no longer the palace's responsibility. This desertion is surprising given the royal family's history of protecting Harry. They masked his faults, controversies, and reputation for decades. But his substance addiction and public exposure have allegedly crossed a line they won't cross. Palace sources say Harry is a liability the royal family cannot afford. His unpredictable behavior, public breakdowns, and relationship with Meghan make him unsupportable. They've opted to cut him off rather to risk additional monarchy damage. Harry, who has always sought his family's favor and affection despite his rebellion, was crushed by this decision. He fell deeper into addiction and misery after realizing they abandoned him. How much the media has covered up Harry's condition is troubling. Despite multiple episodes, hospital stays, and evident evidence of substance misuse, the press has mostly ignored Harry's health. This quiet is surprising given the media's love of royal controversies. The same publications who cover every aspect of royal life overlooked one of the worst health crises in modern history. The media blockade has major repercussions. Harry's health has declined without public scrutiny. His issues are unknown to those who could help him, and public pressure has not been applied. Prince Harry's story isn't over, but its path is disturbing. From a cherished royal to a man suffering addiction, his story highlights the destructive effects of untreated trauma and the significance of true assistance. The question is whether someone will help Harry before it's too late, or if we'll see a prince who never got the help he needed slowly die. Comment your ideas below.